over middle-aged, from all kinds of professions, countries, different walks of life. So I know this, my page is not for everybody, right? I can't be for everybody. You probably know a cup of tea video. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. If you like Cersei, I am coffee, right? Or I am mint bush. If you don't like mint bush, I'm not gonna encourage you to drink me, right? Because yes, it's a Cersei person. You're a Milo person. You know, you're an Olix person. So I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But I'm very strident about the things I believe in, the values and the principles that I hold dear. They are mine. I'm not foisting them on anybody. But if you come in my space, be prepared to deal with me. And so no negative energy is welcome. So I am actually not going to tell anybody to come off the live. What I'm gonna do is just look for those people who make the wacky comments and block you from now. And let me tell you why. I don't believe in emotionally abusing anybody. Is if you don't like me, you really shouldn't be over here. If I grind your gears, if there's something about me that is off-putting to you, you should not punish yourself and suffer by sitting on this live and having to look into my face, into my eyes, and hear my voice penetrating deeply through your brain, into your soul, for God have nightmare tonight. That's not fair to you. So I will block you. I believe in good emotional hygiene. So I'm going to allow you all, if you're here, just kind of watching, to say something out of pocket. Say it. I'm not going to tell you not to say it. But show your hand so I can block you. Deal? Don't feel no way if you realize you can't come back on any of my lives or on my page. So that's the deal. I'm not going to tell you what not to say, but the minute you say it, you're out of here. Yeah. You can't be punishing yourself like that. I will free you from that prison. Okay. And sometimes I don't see the comments, and so my community will see it and just start to hit back at you and tell you, what you doing over here? Go sit down, come off of the girl live, come off of the lady live. So they will also draw my attention to it when I don't see it. But you've been warned. If you want to continue to enjoy the content on my page, you gotta be nice. Like say what you say in your room, but you're not gonna come on my platform in the middle of my community and be disrespectful. Gonna block you. So just know what you're doing. Okay? Just look in here to see if anybody jump out of them pocket, right? Oh no, jump out of the pocket. All right, good. Right. So today I'm actually sharing from, I guess you can call it a place of vulnerability, because almost everybody that's online now would be aware of the fact that I've just gone through a breakup, or I can't say going through, because severing ties is really like a process. Emotional ties is a process. But that hasn't been the difficulty for me, or even the difficulty for my online audience. My community is really baffled by just the negativity and the aggression and the vitriol and the dishonesty, downright lies, as people try to frame my own life in a way that makes them comfortable. So whatever it is that people want to think I am, or whoever they want to think I am, they frame every single circumstance to match their perception of me. And this situation is really no different. So you'll see all over the place people making some very strange allegations and assertions, and and I'll walk you through how I'm dealing with that on this live, because it's a question as it come up in the comment threads under my posts quite a lot. How do you do that? Because that is hard, Krystal. How are you showing up? How are you, still confident and happy and just look well with all of what is going on? And to be fair, I have to tell you, I don't see all of what is going on. So a lot of the pages where they mischief is happening and the disrespect and the lies and the bring down, I don't follow those pages, so I really can't see. And I brag about my friends all the time. I have such a good circle of people around me. Them now go take up the phone and go, girl, my child. They're not gonna do that. And they're not gonna just forward wacky messages into our WhatsApp chats, personal chats or group chats. That's not who they are. And I'm so grateful to have people like that to call friends, sisters, brothers. So a lot of what you may be seeing online, believe when I tell you, I don't see not even 1% of it. Not even 1% of it. Because I've curated my circle so meticulously that a good energy alone surround me, and people who want to empower me and lift up my spirits and encourage me. And I don't have anybody close to me who secretly wants to see me suffer and will just take time, poison the well, and just share some stuff where I go throw you off. Even if they're going to show me something that they think it's important for me to know, they actually ask permission first. Like, is it okay to share this screenshot? It's about so and so, and I think you might want to frame, to know what's happening. Even to share a screenshot, like my friends ask me, is it okay to share that with you? So, I say that to say, guys, I can't tell you not to be upset about what you're seeing, because I don't know like half of what you're seeing, but rest assured that my well has not been polluted or poisoned, and I'm able to keep a smile and keep my energy high and be optimistic and loving and supportive in a time when I also need support, because I don't have anybody in my space that are just like, bring down now. Don't have anybody like that. And I'm grateful. So I want to say thank you publicly again for my friends. And I know some people are trying to come at my friends and my friendships with the slander, with the sus, with the bangarang, but it's not gonna work. You can't make something up and expect that that's going to destroy real friendships. That's not how real friendships work. So because I exist in a space of honesty with my friends, them not have to think twice when me say something, and me not have to think twice when them say something. And I really value that. Like, that has been a major tool, in the toolkit going through this valley. And that's what I want to talk about tonight, how we deal with difficult situations. And I feel so privileged, because for me it's a privilege to be able to stand in my valley now and see all the things that are going on, feel all the things that are to be felt, hear what is to be heard, and still feel anchored and safe and sure and certain of me and my worthiness. Sometimes when we're going through difficult situations, the first thing we question is who we are. We begin to doubt who we are. And I want to say to anybody who is going through something painful, difficult, hard, you probably can't share it with anybody in your circle. You probably don't have a trusted confidant, an ear that is really just willing to listen to you compassionately and serve your emotional interest and not their like a sinister interest. Maybe you don't have anybody who you can share with, and you feel like you're standing in your valley by yourself. Two things I want to say to you. If you're going through that process, and I'm speaking from experience, right? Not reading this out of no book, and not pulling something out of thin air. I'm telling you from my experience what has worked for me, and I want to share it with you. I've come to accept that failing is a part of living. You're going to take risks. You're going to make an attempt. You're going to try something new. You're going to invest time, money, energy, whatever. And it's not every time it's going to work. But failing is a part of living. If you make no attempt and you take no risk, you're not fully living. Because that means you're in your comfort zone where everything's sure and everything's certain and you know how everything works already. So there's nothing new. You can't learn nothing new, you can't develop no new skill, you can't move in on a new zone on a higher level because you're in that comfort zone where you're sure about everything, you know how everything works. Those of us living outside of our comfort zone, challenging ourselves, taking risks, pushing the boundaries, trying to stretch ourselves beyond who we know now and get ourselves into who we would like to become. We know this already as a fact, that failure is a part of this thing called living. I have gotten comfortable with that. It is the fear of failure that keeps people from trying new things and ever experiencing anything new and different in life. Because they're afraid that they're going to fail at it, and they're so afraid to fail that they don't even make the attempt. The success that you enjoy in life is not because you set the goal and achieve the goal. That's not the only way to measure success. For some of us, success is going the journey, right? You may not end up precisely where you thought you would end up. But it's the act of moving from point A to point B, trusting yourself to work out a plan, training yourself so your legs them not fail upon the journey, dropping a 2 pothole, get up and keep walking, miss the left turn ready for make, and you have to make an extra one and come back around to catch back the left turn. You see, who you become on that journey to the goal is far superior to whatever that goal is. Because they have taken that journey to tell yourself that this is where I am, and I feel like I could go 10 miles. And everybody around here say, what do you mean you can go 10 miles? You don't know, say 2 mile shoes you get. You go 10 miles where? Nobody else don't know how far 10 miles down, what they over mile 6, much less mile 10. Where you go? We don't know. Nobody never gonna send back a picture yet. I don't have no WhatsApp message to say, yeah, mile 10 nice. Where you going? Stay here so I could do 2 mile at a time. Right? After 5 attempts, eventually we get to 10. I said, no, Mom, I feel like I can just make 1 shot and go 10. Not enough people in your circle will be clear on why you're gonna do that. Not enough people to support you and say, yeah man, go on. Whatever it turn out to be, however I decide to go, just know something in your corner, I have your back. Come and trust you. You trust yourself? Alright, come and trust you. You believe in yourself? Okay, come and believe in you. I'm there for you. So if your energy, I tell you, say 10 years ago for 1 for 10, I can only manage 2 now. But now the fact say me can only manage 2, stop you from going for your 10. And that's why I talk so much about having good friends. The people you surround yourself with, 2 things can happen. Because you and all your friends are not going to be on the same level at all times. Because when rain fall for you, sometimes a sunshine for them. When sun shine for you, sometimes rain fall for them. So everybody not going to be on the same footing at the same time all the time. Sometimes you enjoy a little success, sometimes you enjoy a little failure. Sometimes you enjoy a little movement and progress, sometimes no movement, no progress. And vice versa. But you see, if you have people around you who don't believe that you should move at a pace faster than they are moving, you will never get the encouragement to take on your 10 mile. Because them have 2 mile shoes. And as much as you tell them, say, no man, I feel so that period you can do the 10 mile. You see, if them believe say you know if you move faster than them or go further than them are going to keep encouraging you to take on 2 miles, the 2 miles. Them want you to take on what them can manage. If them can manage it, them not going to tell you to do it. And so you have to get yourself situated in an environment where you can be surrounded by people who are okay if you are going a little faster and they don't begin to feel inadequate. You have to situate yourself in a space where you're surrounded by people who, if you are going slower than they are, they not feel like them have nothing over you now for turn back and say, they look at me for help him. They look at me for help she. Remember say I needed help you. Remember say I needed help them. So you have to find good friends. And good friend are not just the friend who show up when you call and say, Jesus, I'm stressed out, come. or lend you money when you need money, or drive you go A to B when you need a drive. It's those moments when you are about to go further than them, and them a push you and I say, go on, me catch you up, man, go on, tell me how to ride. Call me and tell me if you find a shortcut. Me a come up, me just can't make it now, but you go on. Or when they are experiencing the surge and the growth and the expansion, they don't see it as a burden to turn back and say, come friend, here's what I've learned, here's how I do this, here's how I think you can learn from my experience, here's a little bit of the brata from where, you know, me get out of it, is something for you. They don't see it as anything burdensome, and they certainly don't see it as something to rub back in your face. When you are in your valley, you're going to find out what type of friendships you really have. And I'll talk in a future live about friendships and what you should look for in good friendships. Not the science mega talk now, not the personal experience, because there are scientists who research friendships. Strange, right? But there are people who research friendships and what makes for good relationships. I'm going to share that with you in another live. But I go back to the points I wanted to share with you. You have to accept failure as a consequence of choosing to live. The minute you accept that failing is a part of the choice to live your life, you will lose that sense of fear that what if you fail, and so you're not going to try. And two, when you are deciding on this journey that you're going to take, be careful of the voices that you have around you. Now, I'm not telling you to surround yourself with yes man and yes woman. But know when people are giving you advice because of what they want versus what they know you want. So you'll have a friend who knows, say, boy, you know, say Stacey ambition is really to become a doctor. And my sister Stacey want to apply for this law degree. But all along me I talk to Stacey. Stacey tell me say a medicine she like. So now Stacey asked me what me think about a law program here. I forgot to tell Stacey, say, listen, remember say, all this time I'm medicine we are talking about, you know, what change? I not discourage you from the law program, you know, but you sure say this you really want? Because from me know you just dip on this stethoscope something. So a friend who understands what your real desires are will see you doing something and say, but babes, remember saying that this you did want, you know? Fam, bro, sis, remember saying that this you say you want, you know? Versus saying, no, Sam, I think if I try that, I wouldn't try it if I did me. Yes? So be careful of the people who you have around you, because the type of advice they give you could be to help them feel more comfortable with your life versus reminding you, being a sort of vanguard for your vision, reminding you what you say you really want, what you value, what you're working towards. So there's an accountability side to friendship that will require them to tell you, say, no, not do it. But the no and the discouragement comes from a place of love for you and them wanting to honor what they know you want, because you've said that this is what you want and you're taking a path now that is in contradiction to the thing that you say you want. So accept that failure is part of life and bring people along on the journey who can give you advice that you trust. Because we can't do this thing alone. If we expect life to be easy, anytime something hard come, it's going to knock we down for longer than it needs to knock us down. And when you reach in a valley, you will think that that is where you belong and where you must stay. And I said earlier that one of the first things that happens when you hit a rock bottom place, when you hit a failure, when you hit a disappointment, when you hit a loss, is for you to start questioning yourself like, yo, what wrong with me? Like, oh me, bad luck so. Oh, nothing can work for me so. And you start to make it a me issue, like something wrong with me if I am failing. No, it's a natural part of the process. And the same thing that we admire in these stories that you hear about Oprah and Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg in a book, and we say, wow, so inspiring. Notice that none of those stories talk about a smooth pathway and journey from where they started in life to where they are now as millionaires and billionaires. What inspires us is the struggle and the strain and the stress and the problem and the hardship and how they dealt with the hardships. And that inspire we. The person who born with a gold spoon in their mouth and never have to work hard for nothing yet, and then win something or get some big prize. That's not really inspiring. It's a nice story, we're glad for them, yeah. Good things happen for people. Pick up yourself, more good things, yeah. But that not say, wow, yo, that just give me a buzz and make me just feel like, yo, I need to step up the thing and me just have a vibes, you know, because it's a struggle.